Hello everyone. Welcome to this new lesson in the course. In this lesson, we're going to create this great looking button hover effect. So you can see, when I hover over the button, a red background fills in the button from the top to the bottom. So let's figure out how we can do that. First, I will go right here in my HTML and add a button and give it a class of btn. And I will just say button. Then I will go to my CSS to add some styles to this button. I will start by targeting the button using the class we added, and I will continue by adding a border, 2 pixels, solid, and I will use the color tomato. Then I will remove the background by adding background, none. Then we will add color, tomato again for the text, then padding, 20 pixels from top and bottom, and 40 pixels from left and right. Then we need to increase the font size a little bit, so I will add font size, 25 pixels, then text transform, uppercase, cursor, pointer, to make the cursor convert to a hand when hovering over the button. Then transition, all, 0.5 seconds, because we will change the color of the text when we hover over the button. And we need that to happen smoothly. All right, now we have our button sitting here, and it looks awesome already. So let's work on the hovering effect. We will use the before pseudo element to create the red background. So I will go right here and I will say btn, before. Then inside of it, I will add content, empty, because we don't want any text or anything like that. Then position, absolute, top, 0, left, 0, width, 100%, height, 100%, and we will add background, tomato. All right, so here you can see the red background is sitting on top of the button, taking up the full width and height of the button, and it's hiding the text below it. So let's fix that by going right here inside the red background and adding z-index -1. Now the button is sitting on top of the red background, but we can't see it now because it has the same color as the background. So if we go up here inside the button selector and change the color to white, for example, you can see the text now shows up. All right, let's set it back to tomato again. Now, let's continue working on the red background. If we go to our demo and take a quick look, you can see that on hovering, the red background gets a border radius from the bottom left and bottom right corners. So let's go back and add that to our button. I will go right here inside the before pseudo element, and I will add border radius, 0, 0, 50%, and 50%. So 0 from the top left and top right corners, because we don't want any curves on those, and 50% from the bottom left and bottom right. And here you can see the red background now has those curves at the bottom. Cool. Now, let's work on the hovering effect. What we will do is we will set the height of the red background to 0. Then, on hovering over the button, we will make its height increase so it fills in and covers the button. So let's take care of that. I will go right here inside the red background, and I will make the height 0% instead of 100%. So now you can see the red background is not visible anymore. Then we will go here and say btn on hover, before, and we will make the height 100% again. Then, in order to make this change in height happen smoothly, I will go up here and add transition, all. 0.5 seconds. Good. So now, when I go and hover over the button, you can see the red background height becomes 100% again. But, of course, because of the border radius we added to it, it's not covering the whole button. So we need to increase its height and make it more than 100% on hovering. So let's go here and change this 100% to, let's say, 190%. And now, when I go and hover again over the button, you can see the red background covers the button. But because its height is now 100% of the button's height, it's overflowing. We can take care of that, no problem, by going right here inside the button selector and adding Overflow, Hidden, to prevent any overflowing from the button. Awesome! Now it's looking exactly the way we want. But we have one thing left, which is making the text color change to white when hovering over the button. So I will go right here and add BTN, and on hover, I will add color white. Excellent! Now you can see we have the same effect we want, and it looks great. Now that we've learned the concept, or the idea, behind all this, we can manipulate this effect and make it happen from a different direction, from bottom to top, for example. So all we will need to do is change top right here to bottom, so that it will grow upward or fill in from the bottom, not the top. And in this case, we will also need to change the border radius and put the curves on the top right and top left corners. So we will say 50% and 50% here instead of 0 and 0. And that's all we need to do. Now the effect happens from the top to the bottom, just like that.